These are the icons I used to play Jump Dash. And these right here are the biggest icons in Jump Dash by size. I mean, look at them. They're literally clipping onto other icons. An overlay, this is how much bigger these icons are compared to my own icons. In this video, we're going to play my top 10 hardest levels, just to have some levels to play, and see how much of a difference it makes. Let's go. So I have a folder of all my top 10 hardest demons here, and we're going to go from easiest to hardest in terms of community ranking. So apparently, my 10th hardest level is Supersonic. So let's play it. Oh my god. That is. I don't even know what to say. It's just big. It's huge. Oh no. No. This is absolutely ridiculous. I'm very thankful for that this icon is not in the game at the moment. It's a 2.21 icon. That's not too good. The problem with me playing Jump Dash right at the moment is that my keyboard just does tend to be a little bit loud because of how I click and stuff. I need to try to make this, like, not as bad. I think that helps. I'll find out. I can't go over this wave, man. This wave is... Oh no. Oh, he looks really cozy though, doesn't he? But like, just like in a massive fur coat. And there's not really any big there's not really any big icons that are the circle. But it's not even that big, so it's a little sad. Now before I started recording this, I played through a few of these levels. A quick one attempt just so I know how to play the level again. On Supersonic, I randomly got to 88% on my first try. How? Do you wanna know where I died? I died like that. I died like this on my first ever attempt. That's pretty cool. Partnership part. It's pretty hard as well. I just remembered. I did a video really recently on how hard is Supersonic. So go watch that if you haven't already. Beat the level ages ago. It's terrible. Do not play it. You will have a terrible time. Now, the next hardest level is Ato. Apparently, this is my 9th hardest level I've beaten. So let's play it. Now, here's a little story time for you. It's a little grim. So, it's nearly 2 PM at the moment, which means that the sun is blazing hot outside, and I cannot see anything on my screen. So I've had to place a mattress, a pillow, a beanbag, and maybe something else. I can't remember. Actually, no, that's it. Just those three. Next to my window. To try and make the sun less obvious in my screen. Playing levels earlier, I could not see the screen because of how bright it is. So recently, in my house, I've been seeing a few flies around my room. I thought it was like 2 or 3 flies. I've tried to kill them, but they keep on like multiplying. I was like, oh, there's just a bunch of flies everywhere. Can these please get away from me? They're really small, like little red flies. Are annoying, but like won't do anything, although I think they can bite. I had to put some things in my bin because I got some new clothes because... yeah, I opened my bin. There's like 30 to 50 flies all around the bin, just in there. Disgusting. I was like, oh no. And so with these flies, I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna empty it out later because I cannot currently be bothered and I'm too scared to empty out the fly bin. And ooh, boom. Anyway, so that's Ato done. Next up on the list is Firewall, so we're going to play that. But let me continue on with the fly story. So after a bit, I put away my clothes, I told my mother about it, and I was like, Mom! There's flies everywhere in my bin! And she was like, hell no, I'm not going to help you, that's a little pathetic, do it yourself. So I was like, sure, okay, I'll do it. And so, I took the bin downstairs, and I put it into like an actual bin that gets like disposed by garbage trucks and stuff. I opened it up. There was 300 dead fly carcasses in that bin. What? That is not a joke. About 300 just everywhere in the bin. Luckily, there weren't that many alive ones, I think. I was in the middle of the road, in the middle of my neighborhood, so I can't just like go scream out, help! There's billions of flies in my bin. Help, please. I'm in desperate need of assistance. So I went inside, I got my mum to help me with the bin. She looked at me with the most disgusted look on my face, like, what kind of son have I raised that can't empty out a bin? Until she looked in the bin, saw the 300 flies, was like, I understand you now. And so she blasted it with a hoe, and I still don't have the bin in my room, because I'm now, traumatized for life. And the reason I brought up the window earlier was because I had to put the things up in front of my window so that I can actually see the game. The problem is, right, the flies were also collecting down there, and there's about 100 dead fly carcasses there, which I did not know about, and that was not a welcome sight to see. So I'm gonna have to get that cleaned out, and I'm gonna have to do that myself. And that's Firewall complete. That's my fly story. More of the story, if any of you have a bin in your room, don't leave things rotting in the bottom of your bin. That's what I would say to you. Now, the next hardest level, my 7th hardest level, I think it's Night Terrors. So, let's to play through this level. It might have been a little bit of a disturbing outlook just to go in immediately. It's like, yeah, here's a story about the dead carcasses in my room. I mean, at least it's just flies, an animal that nobody cares about. God, I don't know how to play this level. What the heck? I don't know how to play this level. I beat this like ages ago, or like not even ages ago, a few months ago. Okay, I've done it. I've done it. I played this without the song originally because I was just watching YouTube in the background. So this is really weird. I've never heard the song for this level ever in my life. I bet that sounds great. Now, do you want to know the story of how I got into playing this level? The story is, I was looking through the demon list. I was looking through some old levels. I saw Night Terror. I was like, okay, what's this level? I looked at it. I was like, huh, that level's like actually pretty fun. So you know what I'm going to do? Guess what I did? I'll give you 3 seconds. I went over and beat the level in a day. It was fun. I didn't really enjoy it too much, though. Ooh. So I guess just done. I agree. Now, the 6th hardest level I've ever beaten is Acropolis! Yay! So recently, in case you guys don't know, I have 2 sisters. They are both younger. They are identical twin sisters. It's insane because sometimes I still can't tell them apart after living with them for well over a decade. You know when people say, if you could clone yourself, like what would you do with it? That's basically having like an identical twin sister or like identical twin. And it like shows exactly what it would do. It would like change, you know, it wouldn't have the same personality as you. It would do different things, but you know, it would look similar to you. But over time it would change just by how like DNA and stuff works. And I can say for a fact that my identical twin sisters would not have with each other. Like a bunch of weirdos out there who say, oh, if I were to clone myself, yeah, weird people. Anyway, my sisters, so they decided, boy, you're ugly as hell. We're gonna make it so that you're not ugly as hell. And so they took me into like the shopping area of my town for a glow up. They could do that. We did Acropolis, yeah! Next level, number 5 is going to be Music Doom Machine. Anyway, so about my glow up apparently. First of all, I hate going into shops and stuff. It might be just because I'm a man of my age, especially because all the shops I see are very, very feminine a lot of the time. I didn't realize until like a few days ago, or even today, how little stuff I have. Jesus Christ, I did that way first try. Anyway, they took me into town with one of their friends. Basically, what's the word? Persuaded me very heavily into going to town to get me a little glow up. And so they went to town and said, right, you look at these clothes, you need to wear these, you need to get these shoes. I was like, okay, sure, I'll do it. Because I'm not gonna lie, my fashion sense was negative. I did not have a fashion sense. But excluding that, this straight fly, right? I died there. Here's a clip of it. Oh my god. Oh my god. 10 insane demons. Great. It's probably one of my worst fails in A level. Anyway, that's level number 6. And now the hardest insane I've ever beaten, and my 4th hardest, ultrasonic. Now back to my glow up. My sister's friend that they're talking about is in the house right now. Oh god. So, the girls, my sisters and the girl I was talking about just came to our room for sort of 20 minutes. I'll talk about that later because it was a very weird experience. What was I talking about earlier? I can't actually remember. Talking about my glow, but what part did I get to? I'll just talk about from where I think I might have left off. So, they came. Okay, no, I'm just going to talk about what has just happened to me in the past 20 minutes. So, my sisters and their friend came in to judge my hair because I got it cut. I'll talk about that later. I thought it was goofy as hell. I think it's perfectly fine. It's just very, very short compared to how I usually have it. I mentioned to her, hey, why did you break into our house? This is not a joke. This woman has broken into our house on multiple occasions, climbed over our fence to get into our house after having an argument with her parents. Just having an argument with her parents because, I'll give you a little secret, this woman has been smoking weed every day. That's not a joke. Got into an argument with our mother about vaping because teenagers. She's not even a teenager yet, and they just spent way too long in my room just like hella silent. And to speak on the haircut, let me talk about that because I can, but before I go into that, I'm gonna beat Ultrasonic. You idiot. Boom. Can I mention I fluked the whole ending part my first time ever playing Ultrasonic? That was insane. Anyway, my 3rd hardest level is Accu. Anyway, So my haircut. On the first day, we went out shopping and got a bunch of clothes and shoes for me to have, you know, just as like essentials and to make myself look better because I was a little chopped, I'm not gonna lie, and my fashion sense was basically nothing. And then for the haircut, basically, what my sisters and their friend picked out, a low taper fade and just like down the front. Now usually, in recent times, I've had it like middle parting, like sort of like Leonardo DiCaprio style. I've just let it grow out for a bit too long and it's just a bit too long, so I went for a haircut. I asked for like eyebrow length because I thought that would be like reasonably short. They didn't do eyebrow length, they did halfway down my forehead. So the hair's about 2-3 inches long. Before it was about like 8. It's very long. Got it cut by the guy. I think he really messed up like 20 minutes through, halfway through, and so tried his best to like make it as good looking as possible. Then it cost me £24, so thank you. It was very nice though. He kept on commenting on how low my voice was and how like much older I look compared to my age. My voice, I guess it's low. It doesn't sound too low on the mic, but like it is like objectively pretty low. And then I guess I look old for my age. I mean, that's actually complete. Next hardest, second hardest, Misty Mountains. Let's go. Let's get playing with it. With the largest icons in the world. This is like a 3-in-1 video. Largest icons in the world, top 10 hardest demons I've ever played, and talking about a bunch of weird stories that happened to me over the past week, which is basically just all about me. So I'm a narcissist. Oh, I thought I could do the frame perfect first try, but I can't. And just after I got my haircut, I got my regularly scheduled Greg's because for some reason it's a tradition after every single haircut I get to get some Greg's. Also, I can't get how ridiculous this UFO looks. Jesus Christ. I used to use this robot briefly. Not briefly, actually for quite a while, but it is really large. So basically, I went from looking like a slightly potentially gay teenage guy to a young 20s boring teenage looking guy now. That's kind of how, that's kind of what I am now, which is great. I guess. Now I will stop being bullied and getting called gay. Speaking of getting called gay, let me talk about this funny story. So I was out with a friend and we met her uncle who was doing some busking kind of stuff. Her uncle is a drug dealer, like my sister's friend. I'm just kidding. She's just a drug taker and has been to prison and his teeth are messed up beyond belief. Oh my god. And a little weird for an uncle to say, commenting on how pretty she was the whole time. Creepy uncle vibes? Maybe, maybe not. I was the side pal and she was like, oh, you're so pretty. Are you gay? That's how it went. He thought, right, this was his exact words, and I got told this many, many times with her. It said, like, you know when straight guys pretend to be gay so they can get into the girls' sleepovers because we beat Miss Mountains, let's go. My hardest demon is the ultimate phase. Boom, let's go. I don't want to sound sexist, but there's too many women that just think that all men are this, and it's really not fun. I've been told that to my face sometimes by a few girls as well. Oh, you think is good, don't you? I was like, okay. And now, I'm not gay, I am straight. Like her brother, who's, by the way, we're like teenagers, right? Her brother is in his 30s, and he has a wife. Jesus Christ, almost twice her age, it's insane. Blew up, that doesn't work, awesome. Anyway, so, told by her brother, told her by some random strangers, told her by her uncle. Jesus Christ, I've been called gay, and I just have to deal with it my whole life, basically. But I hope the new hair that I have, which is really, really bloody short, salvage this gay issue that I apparently have. Now, thing is she pretty? I guess so. She thinks I'm better looking than her, which is very flashing, I do have to say. And that's that level done. Go. It's kind of weird, you know. I thought this would be longer, honestly. But anyway, that is my top 10 hardest levels with the biggest icons in the whole of Geometry Dash. Because, oh my god, they are massive. They're touching each other very well. I shouldn't say that. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I upload. Still can't say that, even after like 5 years of saying it. If you want to see the smallest icons, well, I'm probably going to tell even more really weird stories that I probably shouldn't get into, but I'm going to get into them anyway. Well, I probably will do anyway, because it's an idea. Thanks for watching. Bye.